Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Boardmasters with me, Chris Mullins, and tonight we are back with Lord of the Rings the card game for our final gameplay video on this. It's been a long series, it's been going since I basically started the channel, but this is the last scenario I really own, and it may be something I come back to down the line when I get hold of the Dwarrodalf cycle, but I'm starting to get, the Kickstarters are starting to roll in, so I need to start featuring other games. Now, we've seen over the past 2 weeks that I have been utterly destroyed very quickly by Return to Mirkwood. So I'm hoping, after a bit of playing around with my decks, that I will be able to go out on a high and have a successful win. So let's dive in, basically. 1A through the forest. Having captured Gollum, you must now escort him through Mirkwood Forest for interrogation at Thranduil's Palace. Search the encounter deck for Gollum, which we've done. Choose a player to guard him. That will be Tactics and Lore. Then shuffle the encounter deck and reveal one card per player. Again, we've done that. We got the Goblin Sniper and the Mountains of Mirkwood. So hopefully nothing else comes out and I can engage that sniper quickly. And the Mountains of Mirkwood, I don't know if I'm going to want to travel there because I would have to draw an extra card. But yeah. 1B, through the forest. Mirkwood is always a dangerous place, but it is even worse with Gollum. Between the outburst tantrums and the flying provisions, you are not afforded a moment's peace. And we saw last week just how devastating those tantrums can be. Okay, so let's start with Tactics and Lore. Oh, we've got Blade of Gondolin, which is one of the new cards I put in since I dropped Gimli, because Legolas is going to be my main damage dealer again. I was lucky enough to get a Gandalf and a Born Aloft, so I'm saving that. And also I want to get this Burning Brand on Denethor as soon as I can. So I figure I'll use one of my Tactics tokens to get the Blade of Gondolin on Legolas so that he gets an extra attack when attacking an orc, such as the Goblin Sniper. And he also gets an extra progress token, so he'll get 3 every time he kills someone now. Over to Spirit and Leadership, and I got my Northern Tracker, which is huge in this scenario, I think, because the locations absolutely killed me last week. And got Galadrin's Greetings as well, which is very handy. I think I'm going to go straight in with a Dundane Warning and attach that to Denethor to give him an extra defense and just try and beef him up as soon as we can. Right, so questing Tharlin, because he's there to hopefully kill off the bats. Eowyn and Aragorn, so I'll be going in with 7 against 4. And we got a bat straight off. That's handy. So that's 1 damage. He dies before his surge comes into play. And so he will then, because they deal 1 damage to each character controlled by whoever's guarding Gollum. That wiped me out a couple of weeks ago. And the other one is the Brownlands. Oosh. Okay, so that is 7 against 9. I can discard a card from my hand to give Eowyn +1. So I could discard a card for both players to make that even. I think I'm going to discard Dundane Cash. And possibly Gildor's Council, because although I like that as a card, it's going to be a long time before I have the tokens to actually use it. So that's 9 against 9, so that's even. I'll then travel to the Brownlands, which automatically puts a progress token on it and clears it. And I'll engage the Goblin over here. As ever, Denethor to defend. Oh, bonus. Atticop doesn't have a shadow effect, and that gets him out of the way. So 2 against 3 is no damage. Then Legolas can do 4 damage against 2 health, which kills him and gives me 3 progress tokens. And that is the first round done. And we see Gollum have his first impact where he raises the threat by 4 for whoever's guarding him instead of the typical 1. So Tactics has already hit 30, but I'm going to keep him over there. Oh, resource tokens. One of these days I'll get through a game of this without forgetting resource tokens at the start of a round. Okay, so we've got Snowborn Scout. I might save the token on Aragorn just in case I need to ready him, but I'm definitely getting this Northern Tracker down. And onto leadership and law. Oh, we got another Born Aloft card, so I can really churn these Gandalfs out. But initially, let's get this Burning Brand onto Denethor, and that gives him immunity to all shadow effects. So back to questing. So Northern Tracker, of course. Thalin, Eowyn and Aragorn. So we're now going in with 8. 8 against 2. Dry Watercourse, 8 against 4. Caught in a Web. Oh, I hate that card. Eleanor can exhaust to get rid of that and replace it with the Wood Elf Path. So we have 2 against... Oh, we have 5 against 8. So that's another 3 progress tokens. Hopefully I won't make any ridiculous maths errors like I did last week in the editing. I think I had 9 minus 7 equals 4 or something stupid. So where do I want to travel? I think I'm going to travel to the Watercourse. Because I don't want to add anything else to the staging area with the mountains of Mirkwood. Okay, so we're now at 30 and 34. And I might trade Gollum at this point. Although if I can start chaining these Gandalfs together, then I can get them back over here as soon as possible. Okay. Spirit and Leadership are my first player, aren't they? Oh, Steward of Gondor. Okay. Maybe I will be holding off on Snowborn Scout then, because I want to get that into play as soon as I can. And I think because I'm going to be chaining Gandalf, I'm going to get that on... Do I get it? Let's get it on Denethor and just keep piling him up with attachments. None of them are restricted, so it's fine. And I'll just exhaust that to give him an extra 2. I really hope he doesn't get killed anytime soon, because that's going to really cripple me. And I think I'll save my spirit tokens for that Galadrin's Greeting next turn. Okay, over here, Citadel Plate. Right, what have I got? I've got 2, 5, 8 tokens. Ah, so one short of being able to do a Gandalf and a plate. Let's do a plate now. That is a restricted one. That's going on Denethor as well. So he now has 4 armor, 7 hit points, and is immune to shadow effects. So he really is a powerhouse for when these hill trolls and Ungoliant spawns, and if I do get an Atticop in play, he will be able to survive that now. Right, so Thalin, Eowyn, Aragorn and the Tracker. So we've got 1, 5, 7, 8 against 3. Despair. Get rid of 4 progress tokens from the current quest card. I can probably live with that. There are worse treacheries in there, and I don't know if I want to waste Eleanor at this point. And then a Warg. Okay, so he's going to take a damage. So that's not too bad. So that's 5 against 8. So I've cleared the Watercourse and got an extra progress location there. Yeah, 5 against 8. I will now travel to the Wood Elf Path, because the tracker is going to clear the mountains of Mirkwood next go anyway. After the player's travelled to Wood Elf Path, the player guarding Gollum may choose a new player to guard him. Not much point really. I want Leadership and Spirit to get that extra 4 threat actually at the end of the round. Right, so optionally engage the Wargs over here. Denethor to defend. he's immune to shadow effects, which is good because that was a bad one. That would be defending character does not count defense. But it does mean that it did have a shadow effect, so the wall cannot return to the staging area, which is a bonus. So it's going to do 3 attack against 4 defense, which is nothing. Legolas is then going to do 3 attack, -1 defense is 2, which will kill the warg. Give me another 3 progress tokens, which will clear that and move that one onto there. Okay, so they are now up to 34. These are up to 35, so I will pass Gollum back over because I'm going to be able to chain Gandalf now, especially with the Steward of Gondor in play. Okay. Haldir of Lorien, so that's another good ally I can get in play. Okay, so Gandalf, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is going to reduce my threat by 5, so taking me back down to 30. And I'll play the free tactics card Born Aloft, which you, if you've seen the last few videos, you will know. I attach it to an ally and discard him to return the ally to my hand. And I'll use my other 4 lore tokens to play Haldir of Lorien, who is ranged sentinel and also a pretty good quester. So that's looking like a pretty strong position over there. Stand and fight, that's not going to do much use for me at the moment. Okay, I may as well use my Galadriel's Greeting, I think. So reduce my threat by 6. So I'm back down to 28. And I think I will use Aragorn to place a Dundane mark on Legolas to give him an extra attack point. So he's now 4 or 5 against orcs. Right, questing. Let's go Gandalf, Tharlin, Eowyn, the tracker, which is going to clear that. What's that so far? 5, 10. Might keep Haldir. Let's go with Aragorn though. Let's go with 12. 12 against 3 with the Spider's Ring. And then Tantrum, or raise the threat of the player guarding Gollum by 8. Eleanor, you can step up for that. And then the bats, which Tharlin is going to kill. So, what did we have? 12 against 3, so that's an extra 9. I'll just double check because my maths was terrible last week. 5, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, so I've got 9, which clears stage 1, which is already far more successful than last week. 2A, escape attempt. As soon as he thinks that no one is watching, Gollum attempts to slip his bonds and escape. The player guarding Gollum cannot commit characters to this quest unless he's the only player remaining in the game. If the player's quest unsuccessfully, Gollum escapes and the players have lost the game. Right, so we want to get through that as soon as we can. I will discard Born Aloft to get Gandalf back into my hand. I will travel to the Spider's Ring. So while that's the active location, the player guarding Gollum cannot change. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I want him to stay over here now. I just hope I can clear this stage without another bat coming out. Because that obviously... I'm not going to have Tharlin available to quest for the minute. And this is the stage that killed me 2 weeks ago. Oh, another tracker. Oh, but I don't have enough. Okay. I will save those tokens. Another Born Aloft. Jesus, okay. I'll take that. Do I want to go straight in with Gandalf again? Ah, may as well. Take my threat back down to 29. And again, play the Born Aloft on him. And then questing. So Eowyn, Aragorn and the tracker. So that's going to be 7. Hammerhorn, so 7 against 1. And a Warwick, 7 against 3. So that's 4. So 2's going to clear that. And 2 onto escape attempt, so I just need 1 more. I'll leave the Hammerhorn up there, because although Denethor can survive it, I don't want to unnecessarily bring it down. Right, so Warg defending against Denethor. Denethor defending against the Warg, I should say. So no damage, but no shadow effect, so he returns. Which is gutting, because I really could have done with killing one of those to get clear out the escape attempt. So I'll discard Born Aloft to get Gandalf back in hand again. And that is another round. And this one is now up to 33. Do I want a Gandalf straight away again? I mean, I could use Gandalf to kill the Hammerhorn. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to play Gandalf and the Born Aloft. But again, it's just going to be to reduce my threat back down to 28. And then over to this side. Oh, a sneak attack. Is open, I can find Gandalf on this side. He's unexhausted yet. So let's play another tracker. Although I don't have the locations there, I do need his ability to quest. So Eowyn, Aragorn and the 2 trackers. So that's going to be 8 against 3. Tantrum, Gollum's Bite. Deal 4 damage to a hero. Well, I could do that to Denethor. But I want him to be able to absorb the Hammerhorn's damage, so I'll use Eleanor to cancel that. Or a Hill Troll. Oh, and Caught in a Web. The player with the highest threat level attaches this card to one of his heroes. Okay. So I'm going to have to attach that to Eleanor, meaning that she cannot ready unless I pay 2 resources. That's painful. Right, so I will not be engaging the Hammerhorn now. Although I could. Because I could have Gandalf defend against the troll. Right, so I'm going to optionally engage the Hill Troll over here. And then the Warwick is going to engage over here as well. Okay. So yeah, let's have Gandalf defend against the troll. Shadow effect is none, and that's the bat. So 6 against 4 defense and 4 hit points. So he does 2 damage to Gandalf, but I'll discard Born Aloft to get him back in my hand. Defending against the wargs. It's going to be Denethor. No shadow effect. Okay, so we have Tharlin and Haldir can do 4 damage between them. So those 2 can attack the warg. Oh no, I want Legolas to kill the warg though. Wow, it's 4 damage either way, isn't it? So I'll have Legolas kill the warg, which will clear this part of the quest. And then Tharlin and Haldir can attack the hill troll and do 1 point of damage. And we're further than we've been on the camera so far. So section 3A, to the Elven King's Halls. Having thwarted Gollum's escape attempt, you tighten his rope and push on through Mirkwood to Thranduil's palace. The player guarding Gollum cannot play cards from his hand. Excellent. Okay. I might pass him over for a minute then. Now it's the end of the round. I think I will be passing him over because I've got far better cards in hand on this side. Okay. Resource tokens and ready everyone. Well, I can't ready Eleanor because I can't pay the 2 resources, so that is going to be pretty crippling for a while. Oh, can't play cards from hand. Now I get Gandalf and a sneak attack. Amazing. But we can live with that. Okay, over to this side. Oh, I need an extra 2 on Denethor. I might gamble with Gandalf this time. And instead of having reducing my threat, I'm going to have him deal 4 damage to the troll. Which is independent of the defense, as far as I'm aware. In the hope that then I'll be able to kill him at the end of this round. Right, so questing. Both trackers, Aragorn, Eowyn, Tharlin. What's that? 1, 5, 7, 8, 9. 9 against 1. The spider's ring again, so 9 against 4. The bats, which are going to die. Excellent. So 9 against 4, so that's 5 progress tokens. I'm not going to travel to the spider's ring because I'm going to clear it straight away next go. Okay, let's do this then. So defending against the hill troll again is going to be Gandalf because he's going to disappear in a minute. No shadow effect. So Gandalf doesn't die, but he gets discarded at the end of the round. Legolas is going to do 4. Plus 1 from Denethor, 5. Plus 2 from Haldir, so 7. Take away 3 is 4, which is going to kill him. Bonus. So that is a hill troll out of the game, and that gives me 3 progress tokens, which clears quest section 3. Ambush. As you make the final push to Thranduil's palace, your enemies make a desperate attempt to ambush your party and seize Gollum for themselves. At the beginning of the combat phase, all enemies in play engage the player guarding Gollum. Players cannot defeat this stage if there are any enemies in play. If players defeat this stage, they have won the game. Okay, so I will definitely be passing Gollum back. And I'm very glad I didn't travel to the spider's ring, or I would not have been allowed to do that. So, I don't know if I'm going to say it too early, but it definitely feels like I've had all the luck in this round. Okay. Gandalf again? Alright, I'll take that. Well, I may as well play him. And kill off the Hammerhorn. And I know I've got Gandalf in hand over here. There's no real reason to play him. I could sneak attack him for the questing phase. Right, so let's do that. So questing, I will play sneak attack, so put an ally card into play from your hand. If the ally is still in play at the end of the phase, return him to your hand. So he's going to quest. Both trackers are going to quest, which is going to clear that. Eowyn, Aragon, and Tharlin. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 13. 13 against 2, Atacop, and 13 against 4. The King Spider. Each player must choose and exhaust one character he controls. This side doesn't have one to exhaust. I will exhaust Haldir over here. Both of these are then going to engage over here. Okay. And Gandalf goes back into my hand from there. So, defending against Atacop is going to be Gandalf. Shadow effect, deal 2 damage to a hero controlled by the player guarding Gollum. I will do that to Tharlin, because hopefully he won't be involved in any combat. Atacop then kills Gandalf, but that's fine, he was getting discarded anyway. Denethor can defend against the King's Spider. No shadow effect, so 3 against 3, which is nothing. Okay, and then Legolas has 4 attacks, so he's going to kill the King Spider and give me the progress tokens. And that's the end of that round. I will pay the 2 resources to ready Eleanor, just in case. $37 for the threat. 3. So I've just got to kill all the enemies in play. Easier said than done with an Atacop, but there we have it. Right. Dundane warning. Right, I might use my 4 leadership tokens, yeah, I will, to play a Silverlode Archer who's ranged so he can attack Atacop, and the other one for a Dundane warning to put another one on Denethor, because he's going to need to absorb a lot of damage now. So he's got 5 defense, 7 hit points, and is immune to shadow effects. And then I've got 5 spirit tokens, which I can then use to play Gandalf and do 4 damage to Atacop. Okay. Over here, what am I going to do? Oh, I don't have the resources for that. I will hold my hand there. So, questing. Doesn't really matter too much. May as well quest the trackers and Eowyn, just in case. Yeah, so I've had 3 bats, so I don't know if I will get another one, but we'll see. So 6 against the E-Spite, which is 1, and another Hill Troll, so 6 against 2, so that's fine. I have to travel to the E-Spite. A Hill Troll. Do I want to optionally engage him over there as well? No, I don't think I do. He's going to engage over this side, which is a bit dangerous for me, but I'm going to have Gandalf defend. Raise the threat of the player guarding Gollum by 4. So Gandalf survived it, but he's going to get discarded now anyway. then got 3, 5, 5 damage. I'm not going to use Eleanor to attack for 1 damage, it's not going to be worth it. So 5 minus 2. Do I want to use Haldir to attack over there? Yes, I think I do. So Haldir, the Archer, and Aragon, so that's actually going to be 7 minus 3, so that's 4 damage to the troll. And Denethor to defend against Atacop. And he's immune to shadow effects, but there wasn't one anyway, so 8 damage against 5 defense. It's 3, but he's got the Citadel plate, so he's got an extra 4 on there. Then Legolas and Tharlin are going to do 5 damage. No, they're not. They're going to do 6 damage because I've got the Dundee mark on Legolas. Minus 4 is 2. Whew, I had a panic then when I thought I'd got that wrong. Okay, and that is another round done. Here's hoping I get a lucky draw next time, and this is the end of my enemies. 37. Because as it stands, if I can just clear out this hill troll, that's game over. And given the threat on this side is getting up to 45, I definitely need to end this as soon as I possibly can. Oh, Dwarven Tomb, I'll take that. To get back my Galadrin's greetings, so that next time I can at least reduce that by 6. And I may as well play this Snowborn Scout just to be a chump for the troll. Although obviously it's going to up the threat by 5. It does then mean everyone else is free to punch him in the face. Right, let's play 3 tactics to get a horseback archer in, so that the archer can join Legolas and Haldir in attacking the troll as well. And I'll use my lore tokens to play the Daughter of Nimrodel, and I'll exhaust her to heal Tharlin just in case. And then we'll dive straight back into questing. So we'll have Éowyn, Tharlin. I might just leave it at that. So 5 against Great Forest Web, which is 2. And Tantrum, wasted provisions, discard the top 10 cards from the deck of the player guarding Gollum. And that player must choose a new player to guard Gollum. I think I'm just going to take that at this stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What am I losing out on? Quick Strike, Citadel play, another Haldir, which I couldn't play anyway. Oh, I'm losing Bjorn. I would have gone, that's sad. Okay. I could play Secret Paths to cancel out the threat of the Great Forest Web, but there's no point. What was my questing? 5 against 2, so I get 3 more on the East Bite, but that's going to be redundant in a moment. So combat, Snowborn Scout is defending. Shadow effect is if the attack is undefended, which it isn't, so I don't need to worry. Snowborn Scout is going to die. 1 defense and 1 health, so he takes 2, so my threat's going to go up by 4. So slightly better than I thought, but we're up to 41. But it shouldn't get past this turn. Right, so now I have Aragon. I will use Eleanor, so 4. Trackers, 2 each, so that's 8. Archer, another 2, taken up to 10. Archer and Haldir add 2 each, so that is another 4. And then Legolas is going to contribute his 4, so that's going to be 18. 14, 18, minus 3 defense. The hill troll is defeated. And that's the game. There are no more enemies on the table, and I already have the progress tokens. So I've defeated the stage and won the game. So thankfully, yes, I have ended the Lord of the Rings journey victorious, which is a nice feeling to leave it on. So next week, as I sort of mentioned at the beginning, will be just a very quick overview of my opinions on the 6 scenarios in the Shadows of Mirkwood adventure cycle. Again, I'm not going to go into all the categories I usually use for a review because it's not really applicable when I'm talking about 6 separate scenarios, I don't think. So I'll just talk about how I feel about each one. And I really hope you've enjoyed looking at Lord of the Rings, the card game. Let me know in the comments down below if you have, because as I mentioned earlier, again, maybe next year I might look at getting hold of the LotR cycle. I do have Khazad-dûm upstairs, but I don't really want to start that until I've got LotR. And then if and when I get that, then I can do another couple of months and go through Khazad-dûm and the LotR cycle. But for now, I will say goodbye to Lord of the Rings, the card game. I've played it more in the past 3 months than I had in the previous 5 years, and I've absolutely loved it. I really, really adore this game. And I'm so thankful, really, for having the idea of doing a channel, because if I wasn't doing this, and if Kurt hadn't requested to play this originally back in September, it would still be gathering dust. And that would be a bit of a tragedy, because it absolutely deserves to be played, because it's a wonderful game. And particularly if you like the theme of Lord of the Rings, I could not recommend it highly enough. Although in an ideal world, you'd be able to play it with someone else and not just solo, because it is a bit more fun when you've got someone to bounce off. But I'm going to leave this video there. So join me next week to hear my opinions on the scenarios. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Look after yourself, stay safe, have a good one. And yeah, that's it. Bye-bye now.